Can you then intensify the chemo and intensify the radiation and improve the outcomes? And I put the title here, a cautionary note, because the Japanese tried to do it. They added 3 drugs, docetaxel, cisplatin, and 5-FU, and they increased the radiation to 61.2 gray. And they ended up with grade 3 esophageal toxicities in around 42% of their patients. And if you look at the late toxicities, you can see pericardial effusion, pleural effusion 81%, esophageal related complications including stenosis and fistula, so much so that they had to reduce the dose of radiation down to 50.4 gray. So again, treatment intensification should only be on protocol. And at that dose, however, they had a complete clinical response of 60%. And I forgot to say one thing about the study. These were all T4 patients, very advanced patients, or M1 patients. So these were not the early stage, but in that group of patients with this intensified treatment and 50.4 gray, they did get an excellent complete clinical response. So again, about dose intensification, here's the SCOPE study. Cetuximab works very well in squamous cell cancers. It works well in head and neck cancer. So why not add it to esophageal cancer? Cisplatin, capecitabine, which is a good substitute for 5-FU, with cetuximab versus cisplatin, capecitabine alone. The radiation dose was 50 gray in 25 fractions, 258 patients randomized, and that's what I want to show you here. 85% of these patients were PET staged. 77 were stage 3, 72% were squamous cell cancers. These were generally older patients. The median age was also higher, 66. Okay? What happened? The full protocol dose of radiation in the cetuximab arm could only be given to 78% of patients. So an essential component of the treatment could not be given to nearly 22% of patients. In fact, 19% received no radiation. And what happened as a result of that? That was primarily because of non-hematologic toxicities. And what happened as a result? The median survival was superior in the chemoradiation arm, and so was the 2-year survival. The median survival was 25 months. The 2-year survival was 56% in the chemoradiation without cetuximab arm. Now, this is very impressive, but think back to RTOG 8501. This was what, 14 months, and this was miserable. However, these are PET-staged patients. So when you look at the literature, it's important to look at how these patients were staged, because patient selection may drive the results. So that's a very important part of the message that I would like to send to you. But nevertheless, what this shows is just simply intensifying the treatment has to be done on protocol.